guessing this is right. We're gonna see. Oh, so I need to. Well, sure, probably do. Uh-oh. Hey, y'all. Hola, hola. Hey, y'all. Good evening, everybody. Afternoon, wherever you at. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. It ain't afternoon nowhere unless you overseas. Hey, y'all. Let me make sure y'all not connected to no speakers or nothing. I ain't brought no charger in here. Just gonna do that. Hey, everybody. Good evening. How y'all been? Hey. Hola, hola. Good evening, everybody. How was y'all weekend? I ain't been in here. But to get books and go back in my room. I've been good. I watched some TV. I studied for most of the morning. It felt so good. And I wasn't even gonna get on here, and I hadn't really been on TikTok. I've been getting out because I realized why watching TikTok makes me anxious and it makes me tired. Two things. Y'all wanna know what those two things are? Well, before we go there, imagine that you had a conversation with, like, you had conversations with people, just regular people, and as soon as you have those conversations, or um, whatever, then things just happen, right? So what I realized is, when I watch TikTok, all of the conversations that I've had with people, y'all, and people prior to y'all, every single time I turn on TikTok, hey Pumpkin, every time I turn on TikTok, one of the conversations that I've had with someone is in the news. Now, I ain't seen a lot that's going on in the last 3 days because I've been trying to steer clear of it, but who remembers me telling y'all that the stock market crashed in 2019 going into 2020? I said it really ain't been no money in there, but the big one is coming. Do you remember in February and March, probably around this time, people started asking me what should they do with their stocks? And I was like, I would get rid of them if I were you. Okay, you said before you say it, stay out my house. Uh-oh, sorry, nephew. Yeah, it's freaking me out, nephew. It is. Because think about this. Y'all, it was around this time when I really started talking to y'all about getting y'all stuff together. This is around the time that the egg and the milk prices went up 3 years ago. It was like right before my birthday. Between the end of February, beginning of March is when we saw the first we need to go. And then sometime shortly after this in Milan, remember people was talking about it, and we saw them big old lines with everybody with the coolers and stuff. You hear me? But do you remember people were asking me all the time about stocks when we first started in the very beginning? And I said, hey, the stock market is already crashed, but it's really going to crash sometime shortly. If I were you, I would do such and such. Do y'all remember me having these conversations with people? You remember? Any of y'all remember? You do? Y'all? Anybody here that was in the beginning? And because this is the same time that people were asking me, should they buy houses? What type of house? Y'all remember this? Hey, pumpkin. Y'all remember? And I start telling people, you need to downsize. If you paying $700-800 a month for a car payment, you need to be trying to get in a different car. You need to be trying to reduce your finances, like how much is going out. Y'all remember this? It was 36 months ago, y'all, that we talked about learning to live with less. Look at your budget and find out how much you are overspending and stop it. Because I realized that I went viral on my son's birthday. And I probably say this every year. So it's been 3 years. And that's why I didn't come on here. Because I wanted to give God back that day. Plus, it was my son's birthday. But that's the day we went viral. Saturday made 3 years that I went viral. And that's the big thing to the world or whatever. But what's more mind-blowing to me is that tomorrow, 3 days, 3 years and 3 days after I went viral, all of the stuff that I was telling people in the beginning of me being here is happening. When those tariffs go into effect, I was talking to my daughter's father the other day, and he was trying to tell me about the tariffs. I said, sir, do you remember when I asked you to help me write my business plan? He said, yeah. I said, you remember I had to learn about tariffs? He was like, oh, yeah. I said, yeah. I already know what's going on, whether people think I do or not. I had to study tariffs in 2011 and 2012. I had to understand international trade, all of that, because of the business that I was trying to start. People kept telling me that learning about tariffs and learning about international trade, and you ain't got to do all that. You could do this and you could do that. Guess what? All of that information is relevant right now in 2025, is it not? Is it? Is it? Tomorrow, the tariffs go into effect. So a shirt that costs $15 could, depending on where it's coming from and how much they charging to get it into the country and all of that, at customs and the fees you're gonna have to pay, it could go up to $30. These are our vegetables. We get most of our vegetables from Mexico. So if you think the avocados and stuff is high now, well, hold on to your boots. They said that tomorrow could be the beginning, which we already know what it is, of the fall of our economy. But we knew that. Do you understand? You said you remember seeing a bell pepper. One bell pepper was $8. Where? Be here in California on Amazon. Wow. Can I ask y'all a question? Thank you. Over here, y'all okay with me asking y'all a question? Two, actually. Okay. How many days until April 20th? And I know it's going to differ depending on the time zone. 48 days. Which is 12 full times. Got it. Okay. So we know that the real ID goes into effect around it's set in stone around April 20th up to May 7th. The cows are supposed to be sacrificed. Yeah, but there's something going on with April 20th with the real ID too. I can't remember what it was, but something about like you have to have it, you need to do something. It's something about April 20th as well with the real ID. I can't remember, but I remember it was something because we talked about it here. So I know May 7th, but there's also a deadline or something. I don't know, something with that. Okay, but we know that they're going to slaughter the cows on April the 20th as well. Who remembers us talking about the economy is going to need to crash before the Antichrist comes so that he can look like the savior when the people are hungry and destitute? Who remembers us talking about that? Y'all remember? This stock market crash and these tariffs are going to put people out of business, which means that people are not going to be working, right? People won't be able to afford to stay in business because most of the things that go on in America are outsourced. T-shirt companies, you gotta get your machines from somewhere. They most likely come from China or Mexico or somewhere that's not here. Even your T-shirts, most of your T-shirts are not made in America. They're made overseas. The vinyl and things like that is made overseas. The plastic cups that you use for your business, 9 times out of 10, they come from overseas. No. Joann's is closing and many more. Do y'all remember us talking about the stores and stuff not being open? That it was hardly going to be no stores and stuff. You just going to have to learn to do a lot of stuff on your own. Y'all remember this? No? Well, tomorrow could be the beginning. Yeah, tomorrow will be the beginning of a lot of the stuff that we've talked about. A lot. I think all of the companies closing because they're not in agreement with the way things are going. They not gonna be able. I'm trying to tell you, Pumpkin. They're not gonna be able to afford to run their business. Hey, Pumpkin, that's your birthday, April 20th. Didn't know. Well, happy birthday early, just in case. No. Yes, please tell us, Jamila, what was on the Canadian news. Oh, 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 oh. Interesting. Interesting. I interesting. Got it. Sorry, nephew. Yes, ma'am. Doug Ford is going to put 50% tariff on all minerals in going to the States from Canada for raw. And he's talking about the hydro again. I had a feeling she was going to call me. Ooh. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Girl. Mom is live, little baby. That's why I sent you to the voicemail. But not that you sent me to the voicemail, too. Raggedy. I ignored her call, so when I called her on the phone, she ignored mine. No. Hold on, y'all. Let me go see what she wants. I think my other iPad is charged. Give me 1 second, y'all. Interesting. Yeah, I'm live. I'm sorry. That's the only reason because I'm live on the iPad that you called me on. You said what? Yeah, you know when you cook them with a bone, it take a lot longer. Yeah, but you did. You just forgot. We talked about this probably when we lived. Yeah. Anyway, I love you. You all right? Are you sure? You ain't been crying? Okay. I love you. Do you work in the morning? Sir, you going to bed early? You said no. Yeah, it's the same thing that happened with our old, yeah. Which is good because then it won't be all that stuff in there at the bottom. Oh wow. Yeah, put your goods up. I love you. Okay, bye. Sorry, y'all. Sorry about that. Y'all know I'm always doing something. I'm never not doing anything. Hey, Pumpkin. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. I missed that. Happy birthday. So listen. Um, yeah. It's real crazy. Um, Miss Fields, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Pumpkin. Um, did y'all just hear what she said? The materials for our raw stuff, you welcome, Pumpkin, is going up 50%. Who also remembers me talking to y'all about you can hide people and how AH did his thing where when he was ready to go in and get some stuff, he took care of the outlying areas of those places. So the people that are already here, that have been here, can go up into the national parks and run drills and do what they need to do and be hiding there. Remember we talked about that? Yeah, that's what I said, Miss Lady. Which means it'll be harder to protect ourselves and more expensive. I get it. Y'all getting this? All of this is strategic. When we talked about the wildfires up, and remember what I said? I said look and see what's close up there. So if a person, remember we folded the map and I said, well, if these people just wanted to hop and skip right over here, it's nothing to do. Do y'all remember us talking about that? Y'all remember? Now those people have a mole in the White House. And everything that has to do with them, he's saying, don't look over there. Don't worry about it. They're fine. They're great people. These are the people that made the people wear the circle star. Are they not? But before they sent folks home to meet their makers. Do you remember? Interesting. Hey, so understand all of this training was for now. Every last bit of it. Every last bit of it. I've been studying, I've been reading, just in Josephus. I got a lot of books in my room. I had a whole bunch of books in there earlier, so I'm working on something, trying to put some pieces together as far as what I've been studying so we can talk about it. I just got kicked out of the live for the second time. So I was wondering if they stopping y'all from commenting, because with 93 people in here, I'm not seeing no comments. Very few. But I want to talk to y'all about all of the things that we talked about here in the beginning. They are happening. And I know it's being, but it's really like, we like right in the thick of it. And if 2020 was the beginning of the 7-year period, and I'm not saying it was, but it's feeling like it, we're in 25. Maybe it started in 21, but we know that 42 months from January of 2020 was June or July of 23. I was watching the librarians today, and it was so crazy because part of what I was studying early this morning for the first half of the day, I watched, I'm in season 1 or 2, and literally everything that I was studying this morning, y'all, was in one show. And I studied all morning. And then I went and, I don't know, season 1, episode 7, 8, 9, or one of those. I can't remember which one it was, or maybe season 2, episode 1. Yeah. I said, no way. I will share this with y'all. Pay attention to how whenever magic is around in the shows, that there's always a blue light. They show fairies as blue lights. They show the gases normally be green. But when the magic is going to show up, there's a blue light. You tell me what's all over every city in the world right now that they've been using. It is. It's so much of y'all stuff that y'all studied in there in the movies, ain't it? I know y'all be like, we studied this. We sure did. We studied this. We studied it. I found something very interesting. I've been all over the place this morning. It was real, real good. You said even on the Chinese movies. Mm-hmm. Are you talking about like anime? Just like the blue light street lamps and lavender lights. This is what I'm talking about. One of the episodes talks about the blue light and why they invented it. And AH has something to do with the whole process of that too. World War II. And what showed up right before World War III? Blue lights. I know. I saw that, Pumpkin. Yep, I can't see nothing the same. Even old cartoons like them. Hey, Pumpkin. Yep. Think about it though. Okay, so do y'all remember in the movies and in all of the fairy tales they use the locator spell to find what they wanted? They signaled in on, or singled in, focused in on an object, and as long as they could focus in on that object, they could find it. Y'all remember that? Can I ask you a question? Is there a locator on your phone? How can somebody see you from miles away That you could be overseas and they could still see your location, and they're not where you are. How? I mean, wirelessly. How are they doing that? How's that happening? They call it technology, but we know back in the day, prior to now, the technology was available. I started looking at a lot of the things that we use now, and I found magical terms for it. Stuff that we thought was funny in the Disney stuff. You know how the Disney cups, when they say Mickey on it, when you look in the reflection, it say Wicked on it. Some of them say Mickey Mouse, right? But I was wondering if in another language, what our W looks like actually makes an H sound, and then it would be called Wicked House, would it not? Because they play with letters and, you know, there's always a castle. And in the castle, there's always magic. Wicked House. How many kids come up missing in Disney? And there's all of these trap doors and tunnels, just like in a castle. There's always magic going on in the area, and most times it's a kid involved in the movies. They stumbled into a house, they stumbled into a tunnel, they stumbled into a place, and then they're trapped. They'll never get out, or they die. Interesting. Yesterday, my phone was recording my conversations. Wow, yeah, they are. I told y'all my phone been tripping. Let me say keywords on my phone. The person on the other side can't even hear me, and that's on the regular phone and on FaceTime or whatever. Yeah, it's a real thing. What if the trick of technology was to put magic right back in our hands? Even though God did not want us to know. Siri tells us anything we want to know, like a magic mirror. You can do a locator spell. And I'm not saying this, but I'm just looking at, oh wow. Because technology is what got the first people in trouble, was it not? They started building things and making, you know, all sorts of things. And a lot of times they use magic to get it done. They always wanted the latest and greatest, did they not? The best of the best. What happens when new phones and computers and all of these technological devices come out? What happens? People will damn near sell their kid to get it. I'm not saying that all technology is evil, but it does expose us to things that we wouldn't normally have. Right, right. Try to perfect everything, but right, right. So look at this. Technology allows you to have access to stuff you shouldn't. Children as well. Hey, Pumpkin. Hey, Mama. You hear me? Kids have access to all sorts of things. I will tell you one thing that I found that I thought was pretty cool. Well, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna wait. Because I was like, wow, this is very interesting. I've been all over the place. And so I'm grateful that I've gotten the chance to just sit and go back and come in here and grab books and study and just look into some things, because it's a lot of, I mean, like for a minute I was like, God, wait a minute, and then he broke it down to me and I was like, okay, because this, what's going on right here, but I got my notes and stuff in there, so it felt good the last couple of days, not just even from watching the librarians, but it is very refreshing to see that all of the stuff that God had me studying, like the librarians be going to look for that stuff. One of the episodes I just watched in the second season, they even say how the Romans or the Greeks or whatever copied the mythology from whichever one, and so there's doubles of everything, and they just changed the names, but they found the information and they made the same ones. I said, we talked about that in class, that the names are just changed, and they're all the same people and all of that. So we talked about that. So there's a lot of different things in this show that's making my mind go crazy, because it also makes you understand why the elite, move the way that they do. Which we knew this, but even deeper, look into why they want certain relics and old ancient pieces and all of these different things. It's for the magical properties. It's for the magical properties because of the gods that they worship and the gods that they serve. And it's scary because our society teaches us to idolize these people, and they pray to idols. They probably pray to fallen angels and, all sorts of other crazy stuff that they do. And yet these are the people that our children and us were taught to look up to, and they have a different side in their house. They have a completely different side in their house. I've been looking into some of the names and different things that are going on with our government, and it's like, okay. Let me ask you a question. Satan wants what? What is his ultimate goal? Not necessarily hell, but before hell, what is one of the things that he loves? Yeah, yeah. But before eternity, what is something that he wants or he likes? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Think harder, y'all. Ah, there it is. Destruction. What else does he want? It's scripture. Uh-huh. Steal and what else? Kill, steal, and destroy. So if you worship Lucifer or one of his trusted brothers, what's going to be your goal? To destroy. But your ultimate goal is going to be to kill, steal, and destroy. We do what God wants us to do. We walk in the way that Jesus did. We try to heal people. We try to help people. We try to multiply what they have. His is the opposite. So if a person is a Satan worshiper, they are going to do the things that Lucifer did. What happens if you take away food stamps? What happens if you take away Medicare? What happens if people lose their jobs? What happens if food is too expensive to buy? And medication? What happens? People will kill, steal, and destroy one another. A lot of people are going to die. Are those sacrifices to Lucifer? Can you tell me what's on the back of Elon Musk's vest? Tell me what's on the back of Elon Musk's vest, please. And then you tell me what his ultimate goal is. time really quickly, go look up the owner of Meta, what was on the inside of his jacket when he was on that podcast a couple years ago. Tell me what those two seals or symbols mean, please. Alright, sorry y'all. What y'all find? Hey. Y'all find anything? No. Hello? What you find, Jamila? What y'all find? Or are y'all still looking? Hey, Auntie. We looking up this the symbols on Elon's armor and the symbol to um the inside of Mark Zuckerberg's jacket he had on when they asked him to take his jacket off. And he had to show the symbol that was in there. Okay. Talking about people that worship, excuse me, hey, go pick up my birthday gift. Okay, Auntie. I ain't been B month. Interesting. Okay. Anything else? y'all find it? You see the Freemason symbol, okay? Y'all ain't seen the red and black armor he got on? Thank you, Auntie, too. I appreciate it. It's a couple gifts up there. I said I was going to go today, but I have not felt like leaving my house. I have not felt like leaving my house. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I've literally just been in my hole, just chilling. Not chilling. I've been researching and stuff, but I really ain't been doing a lot of outside and internet. Mm-mm-mm. The Baphomet is on the back of his um armor. Can you tell me what the Baphomet stands for, please? And what the Baphomet does? Like, what is his rituals? What does the Baphomet do? What is that whole? What's his deal? I've been stretching a lot more too, cause I'll tell you this: my stomach muscles is not where they need to be. What I said, Mom, is that your stomach? I said, don't do me. It is, and you gonna leave it. Can you tell me what the yeah what does the Baphomet do, y'all? Whatever they stand for? What's the whole thing with the Baphomet? What's the deal with that? Satanism and paganism, but what? Okay, there we go. Events celebrate rebellion and promote empathy and compassion. I don't know about that. Baphomet rituals may involve anointing objects in the body with the Baphomet ritual oil, performing gestures or meditation. Just me. I did. That represents the occult, Satanism, and paganism go with the human body. Okay, but what other practices? Do they believe in ritualistic child sacrifice? Like, what do they do? Allegedly worshipped as a deity by the medieval order of the Knights Templar. Interesting. Interesting. They sacrifice children. Okay. Do they have big diddy parties? Yes. They did. So the man that is running our country, believes in everything that the people that represent that logo do. Do you think that taking food from young and struggling families is child sacrifice? Will there be children that will starve to death slowly? Is that child sacrifice? Making it legal to attack a woman of younger age, is that ritualistic abuse, child abuse? If you want her, take her, do whatever you want with her. It don't matter if she likes you or not. She's a woman and she's subject to you. So then you become a slave to intimacy that you don't want. Isn't that what happened with the concubines? They had no choice. If you were an intimacy slave, you didn't have no choice. It's the reason I'm saying it like I'm saying it, just me. Those are trigger words. That's what I'm saying, what I'm saying. Okay? So we know that our leaders believe and practice what it is that the people that worship the Baphomet practice. Yes or no? We know for a fact our leader-in-chief does. Because he used to be at the parties. Who remembers me telling y'all about the Game of Thrones scene where they had to have the lavender marriage? And I said, this is how a lot of our leaders live, just like in Scandal. They appear to be one person, but when you get them in behind closed doors, it's a lot of stuff that they do that you wouldn't even think that they would even be capable of doing, and they do it. And most times, whatever a person is pointing a finger at, a lot of times that's what they are guilty about. Yes or no? Or they feel guilty with themselves about that very thing. If someone has been around the elitists for a long time, going to parties where you wake up and you got one sock on and it's all the elites that had they turn with you, would that make you have to wear a diaper? People that they rear ends don't got no hold on it. They got to put something there because there's certain things, the muscles are just gone, are they not? I know somebody personally that this happened to, an attack, and their vows have not been the same since. So do you think that there's bestiality that happens in these places as humiliation rituals so that you won't go talk? Like, and these are the things that they're worried about. Yep, it was a slur people used to say back in the day. I don't want to say it. Interesting. Please don't. Don't say no slurs. We all know. What? LB? That's a song. You talking about LB? That's a song. You could have been singing a song, nephew. Right. They used to call them loose booties where we was at. Uh-huh. Yeah, know all about it. Have y'all ever thought about the reason that he attacked that community is because so many of his people are a part of it? And they all can be outed. So they have to make them, the people of the LGBTQ plus community, the enemy, because that way nobody will believe them if they out them. Because if they stand up in front of everybody and say, "Oh, I don't like it," but whole time behind closed doors, that's all they do. If someone comes out and says this person is doing this, they feel like because they say it openly that they are not okay with it, that people won't believe the truth when they see it. Do y'all think that's what's happening right now? Because they just lie, even though we're seeing what they're doing. Whatever they say means nothing. We have to watch what they do, right or wrong. So if we can't believe what they say in reference to constitutional things, should we believe what they say about what they really feel about a certain group of people? Do they really hate them, or are they a part of the community? You know what I get? Didn't I say that DL men are the most homophobic people on the planet? Ain't this what's going around? Ain't this what y'all telling us? Okay, so they don't give DL to y'all. Do they? I pick. Okay. Hey, pumpkin. It's okay. 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 Would you say that they have a false sense of religion? They have a religion, but it ain't nothing like. They practice magic behind closed doors. They do ritualistic, all sorts of things behind closed doors. That's why we are not invited in and cameras are not invited in. But they portray a facade to us, or a face to us, that these are the things that they stand for. But we know from the Bible that that don't be it. And you can tell by the way that they conduct themselves that that's not it. These men believe in murder. They believe in rape. They believe in theft, deceit, abuse, greed, and power. I mean, we all sinners, but we don't have as much power as these guys. When I mean, like, in government, should I say. Yeah, I don't think that they did some invocations and call some evil spirits into their bodies as to why they glitching, and it's like, is anyone home? The spirits that have inhabited their bodies in these rituals, the same demons and entities that was here a long time ago have resurfaced, y'all. And they have bodies. It doesn't matter if you could believe that it would happen. Who remembers us talking about a lot of the stuff that's happening now? People gonna be like, they can't believe it's happening. Have y'all been hearing that a lot? You've been hearing, I can't believe this. This could not be happening, but it is. Okay? Think about this. If the same demons that were in Hitler and those guys and in Nero and in some of the pharaohs are present now, what do you think our world is about to look like? It's very important. Honestly. A repeat of the past. Yes, it's happening again. We just wasn't here when it happened the first time. Yeah, it's happened several times because the same spirits have been trying to do the same thing for a very long time. They want to get on and get to judgment. They want a time when there are no humans and the earth is destroyed. Yeah. Right. Family, I guarantee you that all the stuff that we studied and the things that we looked into, this stock market crashing, All y'all gotta do is think back to the 1970s movie Thief in the Night. Thief in the Night is happening right now. The Antichrist, he about to come out because the stock market had to crash, the food had to be scarce, the sickness is here, the leaders are not law-abiding citizens anymore. Everything is set up for this man to come to power, and we got 48 days until they do whatever. In 48 days, our grocery stores could be crazy. Do you understand? With these tariffs, this could be the start of people getting robbed for their groceries. No? Especially in places that are already food deserts. If half of our businesses in the United States have to shut down because the businesses can't afford to stay, people have not been saving their money. People have not been stocking up. To a lot of people, what's going to happen tomorrow came swiftly. Did it come swiftly for you? It's going to be a shock tomorrow and maybe over the next month when people go into the grocery stores and to the appliance stores and all of that stuff. Is it going to be a surprise to you? What do you think is going to happen with our heating cost? I already seen people saying their bills is already going up. We're going to read some scripture tomorrow. Not Revelations or any of that. We're just going to do some regular Bible study. I tried one of my whole family and they all think I'm crazy. I'm stocked up, but they're not. This. I had people that told me I was crazy. They said the stock market was not ever going to crash. I said it already did. It soft crashed in 2020, but the big one is coming. Oh, and you don't understand stocks and blah, blah, blah. So, okay. 25% tariffs on all goods from Mexico and 10% tariffs on China. Yeah, but they're imposing their own tariffs on us. They talking about I know it's emotional, Pumpkin. I know it is, but God is so good that He allowed us to know ahead of time. But it is mind blowing to see it all playing out. Like especially these red heifers. I've been hearing about them my whole life. My whole life.
Right now, the markets are closed and they have fallen significantly after Donald Trump announced that tariffs are coming on Mexico and Canada, and there's nothing either country can do to stop them. Crypto is down, the S&P is down, the Dow Jones is down, NASDAQ.
Did we talk about crypto, NASDAQ, and all of that? I've been telling my hubs we talked about this 3 years, but watching it is a trip. I'm trying to tell you. Did we talk about this? We talked about not putting your money in crypto because they can turn it off. We talked about the stock. Did we talk about
Down, all down across the board. The tariffs are coming tomorrow. I just did a full breakdown of what you should expect on my Substack link to my bio. It's free. Go check it out. As it currently stands, the Dow Jones closed more than 600 points down from where it was yesterday. The S&P 500 closed 1.8% lower. NASDAQ closed 2.2% lower. The S&P 500 decline was the most decline since December. Bitcoin has tumbled. There was mass liquidation in the crypto market. But not just that, we're expecting.
What does that mean? Do you remember people was arguing with me about crypto? Y'all remember this? I was getting cussed out, talked to real good and crazy. I said, don't put your money in none of that stuff. Who? Yeah, y'all remember me talking about the stocks, about crypto, gold and silver. I said it's gonna plummet and you're gonna lose your money. You'll want to have your money and buy the things that you need before money is not even a thing anymore. Y'all don't think this is pushing to where money ain't a thing no more? What's about to happen tomorrow? What money? If all the businesses are closed, if nobody is working, that's about to tear our economy up.
Even more decline tomorrow when the markets open if these tariffs are signed. Financial liquidation in the crypto market. But not just that, we're expecting even more decline tomorrow when the markets open if these tariffs are signed. Financial institutions are likely preparing for big sell-offs in the market. We'll see what happens, but tomorrow could be a bad economic day for America, worse than we saw in the past hour and a half. I'll provide you updates every step of the way, so follow along for more. We have
You know what else is happening? You know, on the inside of Meta's jacket, we gonna call him Meta. It said New World Order on the inside of his jacket. Nova Seclorum, whatever it is. This is happening right now because of what our president did the other day, is it not? Isn't this happening because of the other day? This right here is happening. This is happening because of what he did with Zelensky yesterday or the other day. Everybody picking their groups, is they not? All the nations. This is in full effect right now. They had meetings, 19 countries met with Zelensky. The King Charles met with him in his house. They said he don't never do that. I said, oh, there go that word again. They said King Charles don't invite nobody to his personal residence, and he invited Zelensky. Y'all singing that? Everybody else got to go to Buckingham Palace. He brought him to his crib, hun. And the British people was like, this don't happen. And in 2 days, Trump can't get there until whenever, next year or whatever time. Zelensky was there in 2 days. He said, do you know how much work that goes into even being able to do that? Yeah. He invited Zelensky into his personal house. That's where they met. They didn't meet at Buckingham Palace. They met at his house. And they said that ain't never happened. I said, oh, wait. There's that word. Never. I said, that's not good. Oh, yep. They trying to pull us out of NATO. We talked about that. So, it's going so fast. It is. It's going very quickly. But this is why we had to hurry up and do what we needed to do, because God knew we didn't have that much time. And I hate to say it, think about all of our family members that felt like they had time. Did they have time? Because it's happening quickly. Tomorrow, everything is going to skyrocket. So just think about all the stuff that we already bought. Think about how much more. It's already gone up 2 or 3 times. Think about how much is about to go up tomorrow or in this next month. Me too. The stock market, girl, they said the stock market plummeted today, and tomorrow the tariffs go into effect. So everything about to go up. And then Jamila just came in here. You said avocados here are $4 to $5.99 for one. Are you serious? In Canada, one avocado is $5.99. And Sheena Me just came in here and said she saw one bell pepper in California for $8. Killing chickens and our beef, taking away land from ranchers and killing thousands of chickens. Yeah, a lot of people about to be hungry. It's crazy that it's happening. It's really crazy, but it's really about to be. You're going to have to plant them inside. It's not really going to be good. This man is getting rid of the people that control our air quality and everything else, y'all. Y'all giving him too much credit to act like he ain't about to let this water be messed up and everything. And if food is about to be crazy, I don't know that you want a whole bunch of it growing in your yard. This is that time we talking about. Yeah, we might have some time, but you got to think, if by June, when your vegetables and stuff is coming in, I mean, just be careful. That's what I'm going to say. Because this life is changing very quickly. You said you noticed your plants are dying. Some of mine did too. And it's crazy because I've been doing the same thing with them, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. You said your cell phone bill. What about your cell phone bill? Oh, I know. I know. So understand, family. Gas, all kind of stuff. And people is already struggling. They already struggling, and with all of these layoffs that he about to cause, yeah, yeah. This is we literally been talking about how we're gonna be able to grow our food in the house. One way or another, we gonna have to, because it's not gonna be safe to leave it outside if there's no food or people can't afford to buy food. And they look over your fence and see you growing something, they coming over that fence. They are setting people up. Do y'all realize that the same thing that happened right before Noah, right after Noah got on the boat, is happening right now? Noah was preparing. People was partying, turning up, getting married, getting told what they was doing, whatever they wanted to do. Noah was slowly packing that boat, slowly getting all the medicines together. 120 years he had time to grow vegetables, dry vegetables, store vegetables, and I'm sure stuff didn't go bad as quickly as it did now back then. And when the water started to drop is when they started to worry. And they started fighting amongst themselves because they were not prepared for what was happening. One avocado here in Georgia is $5.89. One. So they could go up to $8 or $9 for one. $7.50 for one. For one. I remember when you used to be able to get 4 avocados for $1. 4. I can't get eggs anywhere. All out of stock. Thank you, Dad, for Are you serious, Auntie? You in the shop? Ain't no eggs? Are you serious? And we talked about, you know. Oh, shoot. Well, people probably thought we was crazy about 2 weeks ago when we was sending out rice and beans. Until you said you been sending them out. Or even the survival food and all the stuff that God has blessed us to send out to people. People probably thought y'all was crazy, and they was like, what is they over there doing? Preparing, getting our ark together. Now you see why the gas masks are going to be important? Because we got Russia right in our house. And they hate us. And he's too silly to see that. But he don't care about unaliving us anyway, because all he care about is money that he ain't even going to be able to spend here in a minute. Y'all remember the king on Game of Thrones that kept trying to hide all them boils and sores and the pain that he was going through? Putting that makeup on himself and all of that stuff. He didn't want to be seen by people. Y'all realize that all of that stuff is about to come back. Better find a chicken and duck farmer if you want them eggs. Yeah, but Pumpkin, you got to think everybody doesn't. If you're in a city, what if there's no farmland around you? That's if you live close enough to where you can drive to a farm, but not everybody's close enough to a farm where they can. You got to think about it. Places like New York and Chicago, a lot of people take public transportation. So if you got to drive 2-3 hours, is that worth it to rent a car and drive 2-3 hours to, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of it is not, I get what you're saying, but some of it is not even realistic. I'm so scared that people will start killing themselves because of lack of food. Well, don't. I mean, Sasha, that's what's gonna happen. Did you go watch the stuff about the depression? They gonna kill themselves for less than that. They gonna kill themselves because they can't be rich no more. Because Trump is getting ready to bankrupt the people that think they rich. The people that's just like multimillionaires, yeah, he better bankrupt them too. Hey, Pumpkin. This is the same thing that happened. They do, Juicy. They're expensive, but they do. You subscribe to a Farm Fresh program, okay? Okay. Yeah, they can bankrupt all of them. Yeah. You said y'all don't have no eggs in Michigan? We now have limits on eggs in Michigan. Listen, people thought we was crazy for buying powdered eggs and making powdered eggs our own self. She's not lying. GA is the top producer of eggs and chicken in the U.S. Yeah. And that's what we bought: eggs, chicken, and milk, and rice and beans. Everybody was laughing when I was talking about us putting our little bit of cutting up them cube chickens and throw them in there, and you gonna have to put some chicken flavor in there and a little bit of grease, throw something in there, and that's what you gonna have with a piece of bread. They thought we was being funny. It's realistic right now. Right now. I mean, and it's a little alarming. It is. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I mean, I don't even be wanting to get on TikTok no more now. I ain't even gonna lie to you, because every time I got on there today, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on, just see. No, Aaron Parner, as soon as I seen it, I said, right, right, exactly. I said, oh, this is not good. Maybe that's why I feel like being on the internet for the last 3 days. Here we go. This is something monumental. Do y'all realize that? I told y'all, every time I don't feel like being on this here internet, it be something going on. And I did not feel like coming on here. I was like, I can't. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Oh, the stock market about to crash. Oh. For real this time. Got it. Okay. And the people is getting together. Everybody picking up their partners, and the food bank is here. The meat choice now is bison. You're allowed 5 canned foods. Oh, but most of everything else that you have a choice of is expired things because people are not donating. Did we talk about it, Jamila? And you in Canada. Did y'all hear that? The meat choice now is bison. You're allowed 5 canned foods, but most of everything else that you have a choice of is expired because people are not donating. Oh, yeah. I already knew. Yeah. And you're only allowed to go to the food bank once a month with an appointment. June makes 42 months, if I'm not mistaken. No. What is it? No. September. September would make 42 months, I think. Something like that. What do y'all think is going to happen in the next 2 years? Same here. They are asking and some are closing in the LA donations. Interesting. Anybody else? Food banks not doing what they normally do? I just want to see, because this is the thing. That sounds like commodities to me. You know exactly what it is. The blue boxes that we talked about. back in October of 2022. The blue boxes, and I said that's not gonna be enough to feed your family for a whole month. And you see what she said. They can get meat. Pretty much everything else is expired. They get 5 canned goods, but everything else is already expired. And they can only go once a month. So they're gonna give you expired food, 5 canned goods, and some bison. You think that's, if you don't already have something, that might be 2 days worth of food, if you can even eat it, if it's any good. Hey, still feel crazy about doing stuff like this? Huh? Your food bank been low too? What if you're allergic? They don't care about none of that. They get ready to take away the medicine. And they don't care about none of that. They want everybody to die, Miss Idol. To anything. You, baby girl, this is, Auntie, it's what it is. They don't care about none of that. We've been doing what you talked about a while ago, down to 1 meal a day. You got offered free eggs. He said he was around 300 eggs to get rid of. Good job. Well, you better go get them and dehydrate them or something. I know. I know you just saying, but that's not a thing. They don't care about none of that. Take it or don't. That's about to be the mentality. Are you hungry? Take it. You hear me? It's crazy, you know? And I don't know. Like, people are still not waking up. They still planning trips and doing whatever. And it's terrifying, really, when you think about it, that God is flashing all of these things in people's faces and they still won't wake up, you know? Well, we're going to have some in-depth class tomorrow. I'm putting together a class looking at some stuff that I want y'all to research and just kind of showing y'all what I've been doing, because I actually been coming in here and getting in my books, which feels really good. And when I study, I can't just look at it for a couple. I mean, I can, but when I'm trying to break stuff down, it be hours, and it felt really good. I got up early and I studied till about 1:30 from I think 6 o'clock this morning, straight through. It was good. And then I laid down and took a nap, got up about 5. Took a bath and came in here and talked to y'all for a minute. But I'm probably about to go get my stuff back. I've been in Josephus and a couple other books looking at some stuff. So it's been real good. Running around in Numbers and some other places. So that's going to be what our class will be about tomorrow, is the stuff I've been studying today. And over the weekend, because I've actually been studying it on and off for the last 3 days, but today was focused study, you know. And that feels really good, y'all, because after watching this Librarians, I was like, I gotta get in here and get in my books, because we don't have much time. You hear me? We don't have much time, and I need to touch all of these before I get up out of here. I need to touch all of these before I get up out of here. I was looking at some stuff yesterday, and it's leading me into here, but I was thinking about what the show I watched today. Mr. Michael George, I believe, sent me Shakespeare, I think. Or did you, T, of y'all send me, one of y'all sent me Shakespeare. It was in the show today. Sherlock Holmes was in the show today. I said, oh, I got that. So as they're going through books and naming different books, I said, oh my God, I got that book. I got that book too. I was like, oh, Dad. So you've been putting some stuff together for me that I didn't even know you was putting together, honey. So I've been trying to come through here and play with my stuff. You hear me? I've been trying to get my fingers in some stuff. I got some stuff out of here. It's been real good. It's been real good, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to y'all for all of this beautiful library, and then watching it on TV. I have a smaller version of what they have, but it's still big to me. You hear me? You got me another one, Ra in Egypt. Okay. No, I was just so then that was Mr. Michael. Okay. I was just trying to figure out or and remember who has sent it, but it's so much stuff in here. I was like, God, I gotta get in here and get to my stuff before oh, you said no, I have one coming. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pumpkin. Can I ask y'all a question? Did y'all see what's going on with y'all homeboy and the dead bodies? Diddy's dead bodies? Y'all know that his lawyer quit because of necrophilia. Y'all remember studying necromancy and necrophilia and all of those different things about. So who read the book of Lamech of Cain? If you read the book of Lamech of Cain, raise your hand with me. Y'all remember when it said that they were sleeping with the dead bodies? And women was getting impregnated by dead bodies? Y'all remember they was with the animals, they was with this. Y'all remember? That was in the city of the angels, was it not? Where this was happening? It was in the city of the angels at that time over in Mesopotamia somewhere, right? Do we have a residence in the city of angels? It's echoing because they listening. Interesting. Interesting. They're here. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 So he has a house in the city of angels, and a lot of the things that he's practicing that are in his case are the same things that they were doing in the book Lamech of Cain. If you read that thin little book, and that part where it said they was consulting with the spirits, and men was turning into animals and animals was turning into men, and the intimacy that was going on between the dead and the living and the evil spirits and all of this, interesting. You said that's why the fires was there, because they were trying to burn all the evidence. I wouldn't doubt it. A part of it, probably, for sure. But also understand that these fires, where's the fires at now? Ain't it some fires at a beach? North Carolina. It was what is it, Myrtle Beach, or what's the beach that's on fire? I don't I, Myrtle Beach in North Carolina. No. Myrtle Beach. Okay. Is there any Navy stuff in North Carolina and South Carolina? Military bases in North or South Carolina? Our president has instructed us
Major breaking news, right?
to not pay attention. He instructed the intelligence officers to not pay attention to Russian threats. Just yesterday, right? They said it was like 100 fires set in total in the Carolinas. All of the areas, like I told y'all, that dude, he burned or flooded all of the areas that were going to allow him to get in so he could pull his, what's the names, write up his toys up and unload all his little play cars off of there. Do y'all see it? Fires southwest, fires down on the southeast, fires up north at the top, and floods in the middle. And now our president is saying, oh, don't pay attention to nothing they might do to us. Y'all remember when the Russians was at our borders trying to get in through Mexico? Y'all remember when they had all them Russians that was fleeing the war that came over here? Y'all remember? And I said them is not. They are remember they was lined up out there in Mexico? Like 22, 23. Y'all remember? Y'all think they left? I know they said it was something like over 30,000 of them. It might have been 300,000 total, something like that. Y'all think they gone? Y'all think they still here? You said your light and gas are 207. Okay. And now our president is saying, don't worry about it. They're going to attack us. It's okay. Gog and Magog are clicked up, are they not? They said if we are working with Russia, we working with China too. I have a video that I took off of that one site and put it over here. But remember, we went through these quatrains in this book. So, on 10/10/2019 at 7:11 a.m., the Slavic nation shall by martial luck be raised to so high a degree that they shall change their prince and elect one among themselves. They shall cross the sea with an army raised in the mountains. Russians, by a military revolution, shall change their form of government, and they will grow to be a great power and invade many countries. War with America across the sea. Now I'm going to show you what day I wrote it. And look whose name is there. This is the date. 10/10/2019, 7:11 a.m. And whose name is right there? What? Do you see it? Tell me what's going on now. Please. Russia now has access to one of the best militaries in the world across the water. What? God told me in 2019 that what's happening right now was going to happen. And he gave me the name and the countries that it was going to be happening with. You see it. And I showed that prior to now. I showed that in 22. I showed that in 23. And I showed it in 24. And now it's 25. And tell me what's going on right now. Please. Do y'all see that happening or no? No? Trump is strengthening Russia's army. Exactly what God told me at a 7-Eleven on 10/10/2019. Yeah, they had it in 2019, 2020. I'll be right back. I told y'all. That's why I said opening the TV now. It's like, oh God. Oh. That's 6 years. 6 years ahead of time. Is it not? Would you consider that 6 years ahead of time? That God told me what was going to be going on right now? Now that he's telling us not to look at Russia for threats and attacks? They probably, the wife. The wife. The wife. She's Slavic. The wife. The wife is Slavic. The wife. You said you believe we'll be raptured. Baby, there is no rapture. No, you were supposed to be gone already. The red heifers is about to be sacrificed. That's when the Antichrist come out. The mark is already here. It'll be a thing May 7th. So unless he coming before then, baby, we're in the middle of the tribulation. We're in the middle of it. The holy saints have to be here. You got to reread Revelations 13. It says that the Antichrist is going to make war against God's holy saints. If you're left here, you were not holy. The saints have to be here, just like the Israelites had to be in Egypt when the plagues hit, so that they could see that they were getting hit and they weren't. Same thing applies now. There is no rapture. That would mean there's a third coming, and there isn't. It's already happening. We are literally in the middle of the tribulation. You got to go study so that you can see what time we're really in. The Bible said it was going to be famine, rumors of wars, and wars, which there's wars being fought now, and World War III has started. Because this is what's been taught. We've been taught that there's a rapture, but there is not a rapture. Right. The Christians are already being beheaded. We talked about. Did we talk about the folks losing their head? Yeah. Yeah. It's already happening. They storming in churches. You remember when we talked about you not going to be able to say, not that you're going to deny Christ, but you won't be able to worship openly like you do now, wearing stickers on your stuff and all of that. Y'all remember? But this started when it's been going on, but it was real crazy too when we first started. Because remember, they was over in other countries overseas doing it too, like France or somewhere. I don't know. Remember the man in Venezuela or whatever, the president put all the Christians out of some area or something like that. He was a leader or whatever. Then it happened somewhere else. They was pushing all the Christians out of their towns and cities, remember? Then they was talking about it in Jerusalem, that people was fighting over people saying the name of Jesus. You can't really just be talking about Jesus like that and all of this and that. So, yep. The Asians are hiding to pray in caves. Interesting. My friend just lost her uncle who is a pastor. Interesting. Remember we talked about you about to have to prove what it is that you say you believe in. And it's probably going to cost you your life. Have I lied to y'all about that? Wow. Interesting. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. That is sad to hear, Miss Ida. Very sad to hear. We in it, family. This is why I don't understand why folks are still talking about what? We right here in it. We are right here in the thick of it. And it's still scary because there's still a lot of pastors out here that's selling people a dream. With everything that's getting ready to go on tomorrow, which I think is going to happen for the people that didn't prepare because they didn't think they was going to be here for the family. And they wasn't going to be here when it wasn't no money. And they wasn't going to be here when people was The housing market is crashing. Ain't nobody about to be buying no new cars because they're going to be way too expensive. This man is getting rid of all of the parks and recreation people, the people that keep us safe, the people that tell us about what's going on with weather. The people that is supposed to protect us, he's getting rid of them. The people that actually know strategy, he's getting rid of them. Center for Disease Control, do his actions show he want a lot of people to die? Raising medications, cutting people off of Medicaid and Medicare, food stamps, Section 8, all of the programs that help people get medicine. You don't that don't seem like the actions of a person that wants a lot of people not to live. Remember when we talked about them folks catching us off guard? And we went and I asked y'all to go watch London is Falling. Y'all don't see that happening right now? And it was the closest person to the president, was it not? That kicked it off. Wow. Interesting. Y'all don't see London is Falling happening right now? It was somebody that knew the White House in and out that allowed somebody else to come in there that was working with the enemy army. And they was getting ready to take down the America from the inside the White House. Familiar to you? Is that not what's happening right now? Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Keep reading and doing everything. I've been studying, y'all. I've been researching, and it feels good to not just be looking at all of the stuff that we talked about coming true. I started trying to watch 0 Day. It was really, really hard. I watched a few episodes of it. Or no, that was Paradise. It was one of them. I tried to watch both of them actually, 0 Day and Paradise. And I probably won't be able to watch it right now. I have to get to it when I get to it. But I did go look it up. I was like, okay. Yeah, I couldn't watch that mess. I tried. I skipped past it. I couldn't. I don't know if we'll even be having class tomorrow, but we have a whole bunch of classes that are past that you can go watch. Because I've been chilling. I haven't been working as much. I haven't been working every day because I actually want to be able to read and study and just exist outside of the internet. Two, I'm weaning myself from the internet because they not gonna let this stuff go on too much longer. Free speech and all of that. So, there's no telling what time I'm gonna be on tomorrow. But hopefully I know they're not giving out what you call it? What's the names? Notifications. So who knows? But we will be having class tomorrow, but there's no set time. there's no set time for it. It might be in the morning. It just depends on how, when I get done doing the rest of the studying I have to do. I might do some tonight too. So, but also I've been trying to give y'all time to get into y'all books and look and research and see where God leads you. Also watch the librarians or whatever shows y'all watching and kind of see how a lot of that compares to now, because history just keeps repeating itself. So with that, you know, it is just mind blowing that all of the stuff that we talked about is happening, and it's happening very quickly. And again, I'm grateful that God loves us enough to tell us, you know, what's going on. And that's it, you know. Definitely just trying to prepare our minds to be ready for what's coming. You watching 0 Day now? Okay. All right. Well, I love y'all. I'll probably see y'all in the morning or sometime in the almost afternoon. I don't know. Because my schedule been kind of crazy. I slept till like 5, so I might be up late reading and stuff. I love y'all. I'm thankful too, Jamila, and thank you for giving us that information, because it's something that we need to know. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll see y'all a little bit later. Well, tomorrow. I'll see y'all.